Hello and welcome back to our Forex market outlook. It's been a while since I put a video up, but we are here, we are back. It's been a few weeks, but nonetheless, the markets have been okay, somewhat. As you can see, yeah, let me just hide some of these. Let's hide that for now. Yeah, so as you can see, this is dollar index let's go for the monthly first, in fact. Let us go to the monthly time frame. So monthly, we can see that the month of June was a very bearish candle. It's continue lower. So we're expecting continued bearish pressure. We're not seeing an area where price is looking to stop, or reason why price should stop around this area. There's no real levels of support as much, really. So yeah, moving to the weekly time frame. Last week's candle was a bullish candle, so price has look to move higher. Now for myself, I personally see price moving into this order block here. So I want to see price move up into this order block this week. Yeah, that is where I want to then maybe see price continue with its downtrend. I'm still bearish on the dollar in the long term. This is just a pullback for now. So yeah, wait to see what happens when we get to that level. Yeah, we're not really seeing much else. There's also confluence with this order block here. So yeah, that's a nice area for price to get into, probably up until towards the 98.50 level at least. So that's around here, and then we'll see maybe price move lower from there. But that's what I'm seeing for now. Basically something like this. Oh, okay, sorry. There we go. Something like this. That is what we want to see price do. The downside target, first of all, would actually be here at 94.50 sort of region. Then from there we can reassess price action from there. But yeah. On the daily time frame now, let me just clear this off. So on the daily time frame, yeah, it's just been sort of moving higher. We've moved past quite a few bearish fair value gaps. So one down here and one here, also volume imbalance. So that is where price could provide a level of support to move higher. So basically, move that across. That is the fair value gap, which is pretty much aligns with the volume imbalance as well. So I'll be looking for price to potentially move back down into this area before moving higher in the week. So price will come into this area, then move higher. There's also another volume imbalance where price did sort of pause, so we can draw that out now. There's one pretty much here. Move that across. So price did stop at the volume imbalance. We do expect price to continue higher, but it wanted to move lower first. So that's what we're looking for this week in the dollar index. Price to move higher overall, but it might start the week bearish. We also should check the news for the week to see what the news is looking like. But we have a nice fair value gap to the upside, which is what I will basically be targeting for this move higher. We've got this one here and one lower as well. So let's see that. And then we've got one from here to here. So essentially, we can make it out as one fair value gap. Price should come into this region here and then move lower. This is where I'm targeting to the upside, which means that we can expect some bearish pressure in major currencies coming into this week. So if we look at cable, we've had a few days of price moving lower. Once again, we can see that price has moved below this fair value gap here, with a clear downside liquidity over here. We don't have much else. We do have an inverse fair value gap here, but there's not much else. So the lows from 23rd of June is what we're potentially looking at. So let's see where that is on this chart. 23rd of June is here. I think this will hold. I don't think price will get up to this point. let me actually also look at Euro USD. So 23rd of June is here. Yeah, so I think that cable is more bearish, so pound dollar is more bearish. I think that price for here will get back into this fair value gap. Let me just clear this. I think price will get back into this fair value gap here. We do have one here and one here, so let's even mark the two out. I don't think price will find support here. If we look at the Fibonacci, I would have it at, let's say here, discount. So price should move into discount. So discount, this fair value gap is not in discount. Discount is below the 50%. So I'm thinking that price will come into this area, which would be an OTE entry if you know OTE entries from ICT concepts. Yeah, that will be nice to look at this week. Let's see what else so we've looked at cable. Cable's quite bearish. If you want to short, this would be a good pair to short over euro pound, so over euro dollar. So maybe pull back into this area and then look to take shorts down to the downside is what I would do. Let's look at it on a weekly as well, actually. So the weekly, there's also that fair value gap. So price would maybe basically come back into this fair value gap at the very least before moving higher. We're deep. We've broken below the 50% mark or the midpoint of this bullish order block. So I see price coming down into this area at least. I don't want to go as far as down here because we are bullish. As you can see on the weekly time frame, we're moving upwards and we haven't really reached any significant high. The high will be at 142.50. Of course, we'll find on the way there's some resistance on the way, but yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're bullish on the weekly, on the long term, but in the short term, this is more bearish than euro pound. Than euro dollar. Don't know why I keep saying euro pound. But anyway, let's look at gold. Let's look at gold on the monthly first. Gold on a monthly time frame. What we can see is, so last month of June was a nothing candle, more like a shooting star or a doji. You can call it spinning top, whatever you want to call it. It took the previous month's candle, so we potentially should see a bearish move, but of course it's been bullish for how many months? You don't want to bet against this moving lower. So with that said, on the weekly time frame, what we have, price has of course moved higher from this fair value gap right here. The upside target still remains the all-time highs. However, we have taken liquidity in this area here and moved down. We haven't yet taken any low, so potentially we have a rejection block which price might look to head towards. Yeah, I look at price potentially. I want to see how Monday plays out first. We might attack the highs just because we have come back into this order block here. I do at least want to see price take out the previous week's low before moving higher. Okay, so I'm still bullish on gold. If you do want to move to the downside, we can see us move into this rejection block. But I want to see the daily time frame first before I make my mind up about where I want this to go first. So, right, as you can see, this is very sideways. I would prefer to trade silver, to be honest. If you want to trade something, silver will be ideal to trade. Price has come back into this fair value gap right here, found support, broken above this order block here, come back into this area here, and has then broken higher above this propulsion block. So potentially what I would like to see is price potentially form a fair value gap. So Monday's price might move a bit lower. Then you would see, let's say the low would be around there. So a candle will form, the low will be here. Tuesday would potentially be price where price will come into this fair value gap where it aligns with this propulsion block and then move higher. That is my preferred move for gold. I do want it to eventually see it attack the highs from 16th of June again, and also after all-time highs. So I'll watch Monday, how Monday's candle closes. That'll be quite key. I'm still very bullish. I think we've had a nice uptick here. Price has moved down into this order block and has then moved higher again. So I want to see price continue to move higher. Another swing low here, swing low, swing low. We're going to make a new higher high, pull back into this area to make a new higher low, and then move higher from there. Once again, I did say that silver would be a preferred, where is it? A preferred, as you can see, it is trending much clearer. You can see that price is in a much more bullish trend. Price came into this weekly fair value gap, has attacked the new highs now, so we want to see what price wants to do this week. When you're trading new highs, you don't really want to take shorts unless you see a swing high. Swing high form. So let's here we had a swing high form. The next day you can take a short, and from there, once you get to your liquidity target, look for it to resume the trend. So I will see how Monday's candle plays out, especially because Friday was so bullish. I would skip Monday, London Open especially. New York, you might get something maybe on a 4-hour. But it's been a move straight higher. So yeah, I want to see maybe price pull back into a 50% of this move here, potentially this fair value gap in this area. So that might be a Monday or Tuesday thing, I reckon. That is in discount. It also aligns with the high of here. So that is the high that started to move down to sweep liquidity over here. And also this much more interesting breaker block we could use. We could use the 1 for now. I'll just use the 3 break the candles for now. That line's quite nice. So that will be an area that I will look for. When price gets into here, I'm going to be pressing that buy button. Yeah, this is a nice area. I like this area quite a lot, to be fair. So let's look at that for silver. The 32.20 or 32.30 area down to 32.05. That area was where I will look for price to move higher from. Finally, we'll look at a Nasdaq monthly once again. So we had in the month of June, price did make new all-time highs. So this is bullish. You don't want to bet against this yet. It is moving high sort of a lot, so we will get it to move lower soon. Again, as you can see, when price does just continue to move higher without much retrace, you then get a big move low. So you get a big move high. Eventually, then you get a move lower. So once we see a nice bearish candle, we should expect a rollover down to this fair value gap. But for now, we're long in this. So the weekly now, last week's candle was a doji. Let's have a look here. High of this candle is 23,102.5. This is 23,112. So it took the previous weekly high. We will get a move down. I'm not sure if it will go back into this fair value gap, but that will be a target if we do see on the daily time frame price wants to close very bearish. That will be what we're looking for. But yeah, initially the target will just be the high of last week's candle. So this would be the high that will target coming to this week. There, what we can see is, yeah, there's not, price did come back into this order block again. I would prefer for price to sweep Friday candle lows back into this order block. Even I'd also look at these lows here. They look quite nice, to be fair. If we can get down into this low here, because it's in a range, this range is what we're in. If we can get to this low here, it will be a very high probability long for me personally. Other than that, the downside targets would also be in this weekly fair value gap, but also we have a daily fair value gap as well. Would sweep these lows into that gap if we get down lower. If we break and close below this here, that's where we're targeting for now. So I want to see how price does react when it gets to this area. I potentially would take shorts maybe Monday into Tuesday. If I see, let's say, Asia highs or London highs getting swept into New York, I'll then take shorts. On the 4-hour, it's quite choppy, to say the least. We can see neither bullish nor bearish fair value gaps holding, so nothing's really holding either side. This is a nice block here for value gap right there. So that was where we could maybe see price reverse from. As I say, once it gets into this area here, that is where I'll be watching price. So that is actually a very, very nice area. Shorting into this area, see how it reacts, then going from there. If it does pull lower and close below, then the next target will be down in this area here. So still bullish, but as you can see, we are in a range. Price is stuck in this range here. You can trade in the range as well, but it's much more high probability to trade once it gets to the extremes of the range. So if it gets to the highs and it shows it wants to move lower, I would short it from the high. If it gets to the bottom of the range, this is where it'd be a very, very high probability long if you then see bullish price action at that area. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Hope you have a wonderful trading week. Any questions, any comments, let me know. Please leave a like on the video, share with friends and family, and we will be back again next week. Have a wonderful week.